Okay, next question. How do brain games help depression? So, there's definitely been evidence that brain games help depression, especially in people that are chronically depressed or have been depressed for an extended period of time. Um, the reason this happens is that basically, when people are depressed, they lack motivation and they lack energy, so they typically refrain from activities they would normally partake in. So they normally stay home a lot, maybe they lay in bed a lot, they restrain themselves from social interactions. And what people don't even realize is that when you restrict yourself from normal activities like social interactions or even going to a restaurant or maybe even going to the zoo or especially going to work, every single normal daily activity like that involves some sort of thinking and some sort of brain challenge. It might involve memory, concentration, processing speed. Especially when you're socializing, you have to be on your toes. You have to know what to say. You think of things. Um, so, so just everyday activities that depressed people might restrain from involves the use of brain processes. So when someone's depressed for a certain period of time and they refrain from these activities for a certain period of time, eventually what happens is, because the brain is kind of like a muscle, the brain kind of gets worse at those basic activities, right? So, let's say what happens is a person is depressed for 6 months, and then maybe they start taking a medication that works for them, or they go to a good therapist, and they feel like they're able to go back to doing their normal activities. The issue is going to be that since for 6 months they refrained from those normal activities, when they go back, they're not going to be as good at them. And when they try to do those activities, they're going to be bad at them because they haven't practiced them in a while, and they're going to say to themselves, "Oh, well, look, um, I just got out of my depression and I'm trying to start to do stuff again, and I guess my depression was right because I just can't do anything right." So it kind of creates a positive feedback loop where, because when they're depressed, they're refraining from normal activities, it makes them more depressed when they try to do those normal activities again and they can't, and then they refrain from normal activities again because they see that they're not good at them anymore, and then they get more depressed. So it's kind of a positive feedback loop. So what brain game regimens do for people that are depressed is that even if they're at home and they're staying in bed and they're refraining from normal activities, at least if they're doing specialized brain game regimens, they're still exercising their brains. So in 6 months, when they're not depressed anymore, they could at least have their brain exercised and still be able to do those activities that they're going to do and not get discouraged.